Les doy la bienvenida al segundo video de este tour por la bella ciudad de Chicago, en Illinois, Estados Unidos. En esta ocasión visitaremos el emblemático teatro de Chicago, el Hotel Hilton, el Museo de Arte Contemporáneo, el estadio de fútbol, el observatorio y también haremos una visita al Navy Pier, donde está el Museo de los Niños y Niñas. Concluiremos el tour en la Torre Trump. Espero que les guste, lo disfruten mucho. Si les gusta el video, denle un like, no olviden de suscribirse y activar la campanita para enterarse cuando haya nuevos videos. Les dejamos un abrazo enorme. Hasta la próxima.
Bueno, estamos en el teatro de Chicago, donde bailaba Catherine
Comenzamos el día fresco.
Vos teneme esto que yo voy al baño a ver Chicago.
¿Cómo voy al baño? Che, tengo la mano ahí.
Bueno, yo vine del baño. Esta es la puerta de ingreso del teatro de Chicago. Muy temprano.
Acá estamos en el teatro Chicago.
El techo está lleno de lucecitas, de las cuales andan solamente en la primera fila.
Quería ver Dora la exploradora. Bueno, acá estamos aventurándonos en el colectivito para conocer la ciudad de Chicago. Está haciendo como 20 grados bajo cero. No, está bastante frío el teatro de Chicago y bueno, vamos a aventurarnos a ver si tomamos un poco de fresco y conocemos las características de esta hermosísima ciudad.
That was the tallest building in Chicago in 1930 when it was built. So the statue series has no face, no eyes, no nose, no mouth. They assumed nobody was ever going to be up that high to notice. So make this a right-hand turn. We'll be on our way to Millennium Park. So there's Millennium Park in front of us. Millennium Park, to be like Chicago skyline, like big beer woods. People go there and take their selfies with the city. And also, you see two towers. This is a common fountain. In the summertime, water pours over the tops of the towers. And those faces, there's a face on each tower. Over 1,000 random Chicagoans volunteered to have their faces get out of that fountain. And in the summertime, they spit water on their towers and their So this will be stop number 4, Millennium Park and the Art Institute of Chicago. Stop number 4. Anybody hopping off here from Millennium Park or the Art Institute?
Bueno, mientras tanto todos estos cuadros divertidos y coloridos característicos de Andy están en exposición en Chicago hasta el 26 de enero de 2020.
Just left stop number 4, Millennium Park. Millennium Park is actually an extension of Grant Park, which is... It also serves as a barrier, a green barrier between the lake and the urban sprawl of buildings that make up the city. Operated by live attendants, and that's also where Alfred Baum wrote his book, The Wizard of Oz. Congress Plaza Hotel on your right. This is the oldest hotel in Chicago. This was actually built in 1893 to house guests attending the World's Fair of 1893. With it being the oldest hotel in Chicago, it's been around a while. It's haunted. Next stop number 5, the Hilton is next. The Hilton coming up on our right-hand side. This was originally built in 1927 as the Stevens Hotel for just $5 a night back then. This is stop number 5. Stop number 5, the Hilton. Anybody hopping off here? Nobody for the Hilton, Eddie. The stairs are clear. Now remember,
Me quiero bajar, ya que
Decí como decía
del
recién.
Hotel Hilton de Chicago, me quiero bajar. Quiero bajar, quiero bajar en el Hotel Hilton de Chicago. Bajar.
¿Cómo es? Así como hace cuando te lo
No,
filmo.
bajar en el Hotel de Chicago. Hilton.
But statistically, the penthouse are only at $10,000 a night. Figure if you have that much money, you might arrive in a helicopter, or so we have the helicopter up there. We can rent a helicopter.
Sí, dale.
¡Oh, mira el perrito! Sí, sí.
Prior to the fire in 1871, would you believe that the shoreline of Lake Michigan was Michigan Avenue, the road we're on right now? Everything on your left is Lake Michigan. 18,000 buildings destroyed, all that debris pushed off from the water, landfilled over. Grant Park is built on the rubble of the fire in 1871. Sculptures on our left, 109 pairs of legs, 9 feet tall, 1,000 pounds each. That's the Agora of Magdalena Abramovich. It's very interesting to look at, but Magdalena, it's a very sad story behind me. Magdalena was born in Poland at the outbreak of World War II. She survived the Holocaust but lost her entire family. When you walk through those 9-foot tall sculptures, you're made to feel like a child, no one to look up to. Even off to your left-hand side, the Chicago skyline is right in the corner. You'll also notice some railroad tracks that run through the middle of Grand Park. That's the old Illinois Central. Those tracks run south all the way to New Orleans, Louisiana. Stadium on your right-hand side, that soldier was renamed Navy Pier. One for the Army, one for the Navy, time to mention World War I. Now in 2003, there was talks of demolishing Soldier Field. They were going to tear it down, build a brand new stadium. They didn't have a budget to have one historic landmark, so a compromise was made. They built a new stadium inside Soldier Field. Now it looks like a spaceship crashed in ancient Rome. Originally it was just the columns and pillars, that was Soldier Field. And then what looks like a saucer, that's the new stadium built inside Soldier Field. The Bears were Super Bowl champions back in 1985. Frustrated me, that was the last and only Super Bowl won by the Bears. 1 year, maybe. we're going to jump off into the drive. Today is right around 3 million. 1933 in the Depression, over 45 million people came here to be a part of that fair. In fact, the museums are here that you can visit today, the Field Museum, the Shut Aquarium, and even the Planetarium, they were built for this centuries early on as well. Some by the Chicago Park District, so they'll use it for concerts, tournaments, rallies, all types of different stuff here. The Chicago Bears were founded in 1920. They didn't play in Soldier Field until 1971. Up until then, the Bears played in Wrigley Field with the Chicago Cubs. And that's exactly why we have the Chicago Bears and the Chicago Cubs. They both used to originally share a ballpark together. And not to insult anybody's intelligence, but if you have not put that together, Baby Bear is the Cub. So we have 2 stops in the museum campus. Stop number 6 is the Planetarium. And then stop 7 is where you can hop off to visit the Shut Aquarium, which is directly ahead of us, or the Field Museum, which is that building off to our left. Superior, they create the world's largest body of fresh water. That's right, Lake Michigan may look like an ocean, but no sharks out there. It's a big lake. That's the only one of the 5 Great Lakes contained entirely within the United States. Sometimes called America's third coast, because you can drive completely around the lake over 1,000 miles and never leave the country. Our planetarium ahead of us, which was built in 1930. It's a 12-sided building because there are 12 zodiac signs. Taurus, Libra, Aries, all represented by plaques in the corners of the building. So as we get here close to it, you'll see plaques on either side of the doors. Black on the left of the doors is Taurus, black on the right of the doors is Aries. Campaign continues for 10 more corners around the planetarium. Now get those cameras ready, we're going to turn the bus around. Kind of all the buildings that exceed 1,000 feet are the ones in the clouds. Then off to our right-hand side is the Field Museum. Now, if you're familiar or you've heard of Marshall Fields over on State Street, that's now was converted to main. So this is Lakeshore Drive we're cruising. Lakeshore Drive runs the entire length of the city, north to south along the lakefront. Considered one of America's most scenic drives. Views of the city to your left, the lake on your right. 14,000 gallons of water pump through 133 jets every minute. And if you really want to know what it looks like when it's on, come back in the summer or watch an episode of Very Much Show. That building dead ahead right in front of us, that tall building kind of there, that's the Vista Tower. Vista Tower is the 3rd tallest building in Chicago, 101 floors, and the tallest building in the world, designed by a woman, Jean Young. We'll make a left-hand turn. We're approaching stop number 8. Maggie Daly Park. So if you have kids, they'll love it. You have playgrounds, rock climbing walls, miniature golf course, and it's right next to Grant Park, Millennium Park, and we watch the Plumbers Union dye the river green. It's green every day of the year, but never mind that. You should see it on St. Patrick's Day. It's lime green. This is the Sheridan Hotel to our right. Was anybody planning to hop off there at number 9? We got people for number 9, Eddie. We're going to be heading down. At the Rockefeller Center in New York City. It was built in 1989. So it's a postmodern building. We took inspiration from a Art Deco building. We call that Eco Deco. From here, we're going to make our way over to stop 10, Navy Pier. We are departing stop number 9, the Sheridan. Next stop is number 10, Navy Pier. Off to our right, you'll see numbers in the ground. This was a sundial at one time, sundial to your right. And then these buildings got taller and taller. Now it's more of a skate park. The neighborhood we're traveling through is called Streeterville. And as you look around, it's mainly all modern buildings. 30 years ago, though, you wouldn't even recognize it. This was all industrial. This was warehouses, factories, empty lots. And then once Navy Pier was converted to an attraction in the 90s, land value shot through the roof, became much more valuable. Real estate developers came in, tore down all those old buildings, made way for the modern high-rises that still around us today. On our left is a movie theater, AMC. Whenever there's a big movie filmed here, they've been known to premiere it right back there on the left. And there's been just as many movies filmed in Chicago as New York and Los Angeles. So many others. Now I did tell you that this whole area at one time was industrial. It was all warehouses and factories. It's since been torn down. And one of them was actually...
Mira la vuelta punto.
So approaching Navy Pier, which is also over 100, it was built in 1960, stretching 3,000 feet into Lake Michigan. This was Chicago's port, cargo ship, passenger vessels, and from day one a place of gathering. People could gather on a hot summer day, enjoy those cool breezes off the lake. This was used as a training facility by the Navy. Today it's Illinois' most popular attraction, complete with the Ferris wheel. Children's we hope you go home falling in love with Chicago. Anybody know the Ferris wheel was a Chicago invention? 1893, a man named George Ferris, inspired by a bicycle wheel, built the world's first Ferris wheel right here in Chicago to be displayed at the World's Fair in 1893.
Bueno, vamos acá, caminando.
Mira, acá Navy.
Nos vamos caminando.
It was so large that each
Sí, o lo
individual...
estamos con
¿Cuál, mi amor?
una de las nuevas.
Bueno, llegamos acá al Navy Pier y estamos en una galería que es como, digamos, es el Navy Pier. Y está el Museo de los Niños y bueno, hay muchos lugares lindos y calentitos sobre todo, como para que uno se trae alguna merienda, algo para picar, te puedes sentar acá, tomarte un café, un mate, comprar algo para comer y bueno, hay áreas adentro y también afuera. Acá a mi espalda se ve como un jardín y está caliente. Aparte del Museo de los Niños. Encontramos un lugar que vemos cosas que nos suenan de nuestro viaje a Purmamarca. Por ejemplo, esto. Cositas que nos suenan un poco
La llamita
de Purmamarca, de Salta. Llegamos a la rueda del Navy Pier. Y a nuestra izquierda.
derecha.
Es tu izquierda. Lago Michigan. Vamos a patear un poquito la
You have 70 floors of unobstructed lakefront and skyline views. On the rooftop is a panoramic restaurant called Ciudad.
That's spelled C-I-T apostrophe. Homes are made of wood, buildings were made of wood, even the streets and sidewalks were paved with wooden blocks or wooden planks. So once that fire got started, there was plenty of fuel for it to burn for several days. The fire started on the southwest side of the city on DeKalb Street. The strong winds blew it into the downtown area where it consumed and destroyed the central business district. Left side here, you see the Cartier store and the Rolex, and this white building on the left, 4 floors. This is Starbucks Reserve Roastery here. You have 4 floors of coffee drinking heaven here. This opened in mid-November. After the first several weeks and up until the end of the year, even early January. Saks Fifth Avenue, Tiffany and Company, Neiman Marcus on the right, all sorts of great shops here. In front of us now, you'll start to see the 2 stone castle-looking buildings. These are the water tower buildings that survived the fire. So both of these buildings survived the fire. They were completed in the 1860s. Everything else you see in the city came after the fire. That was the fire that flew up to the tilt or the sky deck. The tilt is where you lean against the window on the 94th floor, hold on to the bars, and then the window leans out away from the building, leaning out at a 30-degree angle, looking down at the streets.